pushed you into the swimming pool, you will drown, and I will be there to pull you up. That's the power of a coach.
Amazing.
That's my first coaching lesson, ladies and gentlemen.
I love the way you put across stories that create so much of impact.
Thank you. Thank you.
So guys, you should know this that David is an amazing storyteller and he uses this method to actually create that impactful thought that you need to know through
Mm.
these messages that he has.
And I tell you, Karuna, the reason why I do that is, as I said, John Grinder, one of my true mentors, there 14 of them did guide me a lot. John and his partner, Carmelson Bostic, uh, shared this concept of understanding your left brain and your right brain.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, and then understanding the conscious and the unconscious states and the superconscious states. Now, I never knew any of that. I now understand it very well. I understand what needs to be done, how to synchronize that, and why I use the term wired for success. Because we need to learn to unwire our unconscious.
Yeah.
And I'm driving at a point here, primarily for people to understand you can either work hard or you can work smart. Most of you have heard the saying. But the work smart is not work smart mentally. It's work smart utilizing the patterns and tools that taps into your unconscious. If you know the power of your unconscious, it's equivalent to the size of an Atlantic Ocean of water cooling a computer. Now, if you went to generation 1 computer, we are in the 5th or 6th or 10th generation computers currently, okay? If you went to generation 1 computer, they used to have a huge room to cool the computer system. That's how much of heat the computer generated, okay? Now, there's a book written, The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. Now, he talks about the power that a subconscious mind generates is enough to light up the city of Los Angeles for one night. Guys, you know how much of energy that is? You know how much of heat is generated? You know how much of water you need to cool that? The Atlantic Ocean to cool one subconscious mind, one mind. Now, we have all that tapped inside of us. What we need to know is how to unwire that and then hit the right buttons to get the spring working.
Amazing. That sounds really deep. And I must say, guys who are watching or listening to us, know this that David is such an amazing and powerful coach himself. And now that you know that, there have been so many experiences in his life where he has been mentored by such amazing people. He uses all those tools to move ahead and coach people himself. And with the mission that he has, I'm sure, David, I'm sure that you would be able to achieve the mission that you are living for, the vision, the purpose that you're living for.
I thank you for that. I really want to make sure that I just not do it. I want to make sure at least I have a couple of thousand people who are wanting to have a similar mission. And I know they have. Most of them who I'm connected with are in sync with it. There is what I call synchronity between our minds. So one of my partners that I work and collaborators that I work with is very close with me, and she points this out when I'm in talking from here and she's in UK, and maybe partner on our discussions. We were either thinking of the same thought sometime yesterday, the day before, and she said, how does this happen? I said, most people don't understand it. Let's just run with the flow. By the way, there's another book called The Flow. I'm recommending a lot of books. I hope you guys read. I tell you what, unless you read, you're not going to get anywhere in life. Bottom line, readers are leaders, they say, but I take it one step further.
Yeah. So the recommended book Flow is, who's the author for that?
I got it. I'm sorry. It slipped my mind. It'll come. When it comes, I'll let you know.
Sure. And guys, you should note that down. And I'm sure if you find it on, one of the websites, and of course, David has his own book that he's come up with.
Yeah. Don't forget to buy that book. I don't have the buttons for you to click. You just go into Amazon, guys. It's in Amazon. The book is called IXL, Wired for Success.
Wow. So Tell us more about the book. But before that, what do you mean by success? Would you like to talk about that as well?
Yeah, yeah. Um, See, success is different to different people. Okay. Now, my bottom line to success is very simply put: everybody in life wants something that is satisfying, that's giving them a buzz, so to speak. Okay, you can call it different terms, but to me, it bottom line is it's a trigger to build up your endorphins, your serotonin levels, your dopamine levels, all of those type of things. I call it the dose chemicals. All right. Now, to be happy is what success is all about, the bottom line. Now, why do I use that phrase happy or happiness? It doesn't matter if you've got $100 million and you're unhappy. It's not success. It doesn't matter if you have nothing and you're not happy. It's not success. How do you find this happiness? It comes inside of you. Now, I make it very easy for you. And because I'm such a big pusher of this, all you need to do is go into my website called davidnair.net. And in it, there are 4 points as an assessment on the main homepage. And you will see this there. The first point is be happy. Okay. The second point is fulfill your potential for that happiness. The third point is making the change, the transformations, which we talk about. And the last one is how you find the balance, the synchronity. All of that in a pyramid gives you happiness. All right? And happiness is a habit, ladies and gentlemen. It is a habit. It just doesn't happen like that. It's just like when your mom and dad taught you how to brush teeth when you're a little kid. Or your mom and dad, and I beg my, I love to shock people. So I will throw certain things in their phraseologies, not to hurt or not to be bad, but it's how I trigger your subconscious, by the way. Your mom and dad taught you how to wash your bum when you were a little tot. And that is basically what happiness is when you come to understanding it's a habit. When you got the right habit, that's when huge transformations take place. And the habit comes because you're utilizing patterns, tools, and methodologies that have been experienced. That's where the power of the coach comes in. He's not there to turn around and say, read chapter 6 of the book. No, he's there to turn around and say, okay, here's a problem. Now, how do I diagnose a problem? It's just like a doctor. He uses a stethoscope. He checks your eyes. He calibrates your eyes. I have calibrated Karuna's eyes this evening before she came on stage. When she was there on this channel, when she was there, I was thinking, okay, energy level, da-da-da-da. And I was already doing a template check on the lady. The same thing the doctor calibrates. Now, you need to learn to calibrate yourself. These 4 points that I mentioned just now are in my website. Go and do a self-assessment on a scale of 1 to 10. Calibrate it. See where you are.
Amazing.
That is what happiness is.
So would you just repeat that again? You said first is about happiness as a habit.
Be happy. Be happy.
Be happy. Yeah.
Now that is not just a phrase. That is certain things you have to do to yourself on a regular basis. Now, if we do have time, you can come online and we can do that here. But otherwise, we need to wait for another time that we can share the details of how and what is required to be happy. Why is that important? As the Dalai Lama says, the purpose of our life is to be happy. It's not David Nair saying that. It's the Dalai Lama saying that. The purpose of our life is to be happy. Now, there's a man of wisdom, guys. Now, if he's put that together that way, I, in my little wisdom, thought some years back when I'm doing my website, I need to make sure happiness is up there in the front. It follows with success. It follows with wiring it up. And then I can become a technician and nuts and bolts it all together and produce success for you.
Amazing. So step number 1 is be happy. Step number 2 is
fulfill your potential.
Fulfill your potential. Wow. And
Now, you
step
got to
number
do an
three.
assessment of your potential. This is where I say we just don't turn around and say, okay, I do a SWOT exercise, which is very commonly used by a lot of people. Nay, 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 nay. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay, so we fulfill our potential, analyze our potential, see what we need to put in there to get the potential up to its level. And I'm not asking for perfection here. I don't believe in perfection. I believe in excellence. That's why I am referred to as a peak performance excellence coach.
Mm,
The word excellence is vital.
yeah, makes sense. So how do we move to the third step? What would that be?
Very simple. Once you have determined where your fulfillment is in relation to your potential, you now got to make a decision to make the change. Do I need
Mm,
this? Prioritize it. Do I need this? Do I need this? Do I need this? Do I need this? How does that fit with my vision? So the people that don't have vision are just aimlessly buying a car. Next month they'll buy another car. Next month they'll buy another car. Whereas if you have a purpose, I tell you something. Not this trip in January when I went to India and I got stranded there for 9 months, but last year, one of my trips, yeah, after my daughter's birthday on the 28th or something like that in April, I flew back, and Shani is about 26, 27, and she looked at me and she said, Dad, why do you have to go? You got all the things here in life. Why do you have to go? And I was so tempted to stay back, honestly. But if I didn't have the purpose, I would stay back. My
mm,
purpose is my driving force.
yeah.
My purpose is what made me stay there for 9 months. I missed my flight out of Chennai by 2 days. Because I missed it by 2 days, I stranded there for 9 months with a pandemic. Did I complain? No, I found means on which I could turn around and shift the whole gear. Started online programs and da 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 da. My collaborator in India and I were doing live sessions in Hyderabad when we flew back because they were saying, you better get back home. And I flew back into Chennai, she flew back into Bangalore. And in the process of doing that, guess what happened? Airport got closed. So I continued doing it. I didn't suck my thumb because Jerry told me you can either suck your thumb or you deep dive in the swimming pool.
Interesting.
I hope I'm making sense. I'm just talking, guys.